Hello, this is Raul, and if you are watching this video, you watched my presentation on YouTube tips and tricks, and you are coming back to maybe get a refresher on how to do something, or maybe you missed my presentation and you got the link somehow and you want to maybe see these tips and tricks in action. So this presentation is about YouTube, and I've broken it up into three sections. My first section is going to be tips related to accommodations and ELL. And these you can do on any YouTube video. They don't have to be on your own YouTube videos. Even though they do work on your own YouTube videos. So that's going to be my first section, my first part of this presentation. The second part will just be some quick tips and tricks on playing videos more efficiently in the classroom. And then finally, I will get to how to upload your recorded lessons into YouTube. So I'm going to open up one of my videos and we're going to get started with the accommodations and ELL tips and tricks. And so here's a video that I recorded. This is the latest video I recorded. It's the final part of a big project that we've been doing in video game design. And one nice thing that Google does is that it generates a transcript of your videos. So it uses a voice to text feature to, I didn't write a script or anything. I'm just talking, but somehow, or not somehow, they use technology to be able to generate text of what you're saying. So to access this transcript, you're going to click on the three dots right here, and you're going to do open transcript. And then right here, we get a transcript of the video. And some nice things about this is if you play the video, my 14th platformer video, at this point, our project, notice what it's doing over here. We're kind of in the polish phase where you can go back and so it'll follow your text. It'll follow as you talk, the text moves along. Another nice thing about it is you can even use the transcript to jump around. So let's say you want to go, I don't know, over here where I'm talking about, I don't know, colliding with walls. I'm not sure what this was about, but I'm going to click here and it jumps right to that part in the video. You're colliding with a wall. It should only happen if the collision is occurring below you, right? So that's a nice feature. So now you probably want to transfer this text to another document. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. The first thing you might want to do is turn off these timestamps over here. So if you click on the three dots over here, you do toggle timestamps and it turns those off. Then you're going to select your text. So you just select it, go all the way down, and then you can do Control C or Command C, depending on what you're using. If you're using a Windows computer, it would be Control C to copy. And then we're going to open up Microsoft Word. Let's open up a blank document. And we're going to paste it here. And right here, you get all your text. Now, if you notice, it does this kind of like a new line after, every so often, probably too much, and it stretches out this transcript longer than it needs to be. You can get rid of those by using find and replace. So I'm going to do edit, find, replace. And what I'm going to find is this little symbol right here, P. All right, so caret is basically if you hold shift and you press the 6 button, you get that little symbol, and then P, and that's the paragraph symbol. So I'm going to find P, and I'm going to replace it with just a space, and then do replace all. And now it's basically, that means new paragraph. So it found all of the new paragraph symbols and replaced it with a space. If you want, you can go in there, fix maybe some typos or some, any little modifications. Maybe you might want to put some paragraphs in there because this wall of text looks pretty intimidating, but I think this, is closer to what you would give a student. So I'm going to close this. I'm not going to save that. So that's how you create a transcript. Now, some other tips that could help some of your ELL or special education students, playback speed. So this is something you'll just have to teach them. So you can, if you click this little gear over here, you can go to playback speed, and you can just make the video play slower, right? At half speed right there. So let me hit play so you can see him.
Hello, this is Mr. Vargas.
That's probably too slow. Maybe 0.75 probably. But maybe they wanted that.
This is my 14th platformer video. At this point, our project is pretty much done.
So, you know, I'm not sure what the situation is, but that might come in handy for someone. And then finally, the last thing for students that are English language learners, this is come in handy with some of my students. And again, it's not something you'll do; it's something that you'll just have to teach them to do. And a lot of them have figured this out already, but in case they don't, when you're playing a video,
hello, this is
let me close
Mr.
this
Vargas,
transcript.
and this is my 14th platformer video.
I'm gonna set the speed back to normal.
At this point, all
right. So what you do is you turn closed captioning on, then you go to settings, and you can click on the language, and then change it from English to auto translate, and then you can pick a language. So let's go with Spanish, for example. And now you have Spanish
pretty much done.
Subtitles.
We're kind of in the polish phase where you can go back and enhance things you've added, maybe fix things you've added.
And you can even where is it? I think you can change the way the subtitles look. Or I think it's right here under options. So you can, because they look kind of small there. So you can change the font size. I think I had it set to 50%. So you can set it to 100%. And that'll be maybe easier for them to read. So that is the last tip. And again, that works with all videos, not only your lessons, but videos you find online. But that is the last of my ELL and accommodation tips. Now I wanted to go over some quick tips about playing videos in the classroom. The first thing is, and I have a bad habit of this, I'm trying to get better with this, playing videos more efficiently. If you notice, I keep hitting play.
Just touch any rough...
And then pause. Every time I want to play and pause my video, I keep going down there to click. And I want to break this habit, and I think maybe it would help you too. Because you don't have to grab your mouse and go click on that. You can just press spacebar. Look, I'm going to press spacebar.
I'm going to...
And spacebar again to pause. Right? So imagine when you're in a classroom, you're in the middle of a debate, you're watching a video, you can just quickly pause by pressing spacebar. Another one is if you want to go back to the beginning of your video, right? A lot of us would just come over here, we drag this all the way back here. You can just press 0. 0, I just press 0, brings you right to the beginning. The number is 0. Another one is full screen. We're always grabbing the mouse, clicking down here to do full screen. It tells you right there. All you have to do is press F. F, you go into full screen mode. And they also have theater mode if you press T. And this doesn't take over your whole screen, but it gets rid of all the sidebar stuff. So that might come in handy as well. And then finally, to mute the video. You know, sometimes I'm talking and I end up pausing the video or pressing this mute button, but you can just press M.
My 14th class.
See right there, I pressed M. Video is muted. It is still playing, but it is muted.
Back and enhance things.
You press M again, and the audio turns back on. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was when you're gonna share your video, you can just do it down here. I mean, it's not really that difficult. But another way you can do that is if you right click on the video, you can copy your video. You can set it to loop. You can also copy it at the current time. So if there's a long video, but you just want to show them a certain section, like right here, you can just right click, do copy video URL at current time. And then over here, if I paste the URL right there, notice this right here. This is the time where that number is the time where it's going to start. And look, it jumps right to that part. So those are my tips on how to play videos in the classroom more efficiently. And then finally, I wanted to show you how to upload your videos to YouTube. So to upload your video to YouTube, you're going to hit this plus over here. So you go to YouTube, make sure you're logged in. You hit this plus, it says create. And if you've never uploaded a video to YouTube, it's going to ask you to set up your Google channel. And I I took screenshots of what it would look like. It doesn't show it for me because I've already done this. But if you've never uploaded a video to YouTube, something like this is gonna pop up, right? It says your journey begins. You hit get started. Then you have to choose a name. You can pick your just kind of your Google login name, or if you want, you can use a custom name. So you want maybe you want to put your name, right, Mr. Vargas. Then you have to put in a phone number so that they can verify your account. And then, if you want, you can upload a picture and put a description. This is Mr. Vargas's classroom YouTube channel. And then you can put some links to different websites, if you have your own personal site. So you'll have to do that first. Once you've done that, you'll never have to do it again. From that point forward, whenever you hit plus, it's just you get an option. You can go live, upload a video. So I'm gonna upload a video. I've never done live transmission, but all right. So you do upload video, then you can just drag your video over, or you can just do select file and then locate where your video is. And now I'm not going over how to actually record your video. I use QuickTime, but if you're on, and that's included on Macs, but if you're on a Windows computer, I know a lot of teachers use Screencastify. So you can find a video on how to use Screencastify. So this is just a random video I made, demo video. This is, you could write a description of the video that you're uploading. So if this is a lesson, you'll title the lesson. Maybe will do a little description of what the lesson is. This is just a practice video. Notice over here you have a URL. The URL is good to go. Even though the video is still uploading, you can copy this URL and you can post it in Google Classroom, or you can send it to your students. The URL will not change once you start this process. So then over here you can put a thumbnail. Now in a few seconds, I think it will generate some thumbnails for me. It always does, from the video. It just picks, I don't know what algorithm they use. They're not the best images. They're just they feel like they're just kind of random images. They'll give you some choices. Like if I was, like in a perfect world, you would upload a picture. You make a nice little title picture and upload it. Maybe use a Google slide to generate an image that has the title of your lesson. Something like that would be nice. The images, I believe, have to be 1280 by 720. But you can upload your thumbnail. Then over here, you can add it to a playlist, and you can create a new playlist. This comes in really handy when you have a project that has many videos. Like, for example, my platformer project has 14 videos in it. So every time that I add a new video, I add it to that playlist. And I'll talk a little bit more about playlists in a little bit. So, it's a great way to organize. If you want, maybe you can even have a playlist for each of your classes. Then audience. So you have a choice. It's made for kids. It's not made for kids. When the made for kids videos are targeted more to 13 and under students, if you click yes, it's made for kids, it doesn't collect data on the students. Like, if your video is about coding and they go to your video, like if you have it set no, it's not made for kids, and the student is using their personal account, it'll know that the student is into programming. So it will, it'll record that, for advertising purposes. So if you put yes, it's made for kids, they won't collect any data. If you put yes, it's made for kids, some features are turned off. The only one that you'll probably notice is that comments are turned off. But you might not want to have comments on. Personally, I used to leave comments on, and then I had some message. Someone had commented. I don't know who it was, and it wasn't really appropriate to the lesson. So I ended up. So I used to put no because I wanted comments on. Now I think I got used to writing no, so I still click no and I just turn comments off. But if you want to be safe, you could just put yes, it's made for kids. As long as you're not using comments, you won't really notice a difference. And then more options. Let me see anything important here. If you want your video to be, if you actually want to share your video with people outside of your classroom, you can add tags, and this makes it easier for people to find your video when they're searching. For whatever topic you're teaching. language and closed captioning. You know, that you can like upload your own custom closed caption. I've never done any of that. Let's see, anything else here that's important? Maybe the category. You might want to change that. You know, honestly, I don't ever usually. I just leave it on people and blogs. And then comments over here, you have some options. I used to allow comments. I think I used to leave the default, hold potentially inappropriate comments, but like still one got through that wasn't relevant to my lesson. So you could set hold all comments for review, you know, and then that way it'll just notify you when there's a comment, and then you could decide to approve it or not. Nowadays, I just basically do disable. So once you do those features, you can hit next. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna put, no, it's not made for kids. And then I'm gonna click next. Cards, I won't go into this. This is more of an advanced things. Those like kind of images that pop up. I never add any to my videos. And then visibility, this is important. So you can decide, do you want your video to be private? So you have to like allow people to watch your video. I've never used that feature. Unlisted, I have used this feature. It just means that a random person can't like search for your video and find it. Only people with the link will be able to see it. So I have used that. Or you can do public. I think nowadays I've been using public more just because I think my lesson, like, I don't mind if people find my lessons, especially with comments off. I am showing people how to use a game engine, and the game engine's pretty new, so I'm sure it probably could help some, you know, other people outside of my classroom. But you can use unlisted or public, and then you can also schedule it. So if you're going to do a lesson and you don't want the video to be published before your lesson, you can schedule it and set a date for when the video will appear. But I'll just leave it on public, and then that's it. You hit publish, and your video, you have your URL here. This is the thumbnail that they picked for me. I'll hit close, and then you'll see my video is up here. It actually finished uploading. It's still processing the HD version. So usually videos, they're in the beginning, their quality's not great. It gets a little bit better after an hour or two. It processes an HD version of the video. And the last thing before I let you go is I wanted to show you playlists. So these are my playlists. Like if you decide later on you want to make a playlist, you can click here to create a new playlist, and then you can add the videos to your playlist. So, and once you make a playlist, so this is the big project I was talking about, the My Dope Platformer project. So this is my playlist with all of my videos, and you can just copy this link right here, and you can give that link to someone and say, hey, this is my project right here, all 14, well, technically 15 parts of it, and you can share that with someone. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me go back to my library. Anything else? I guess those are the main things I wanted to show you today. So that's how you upload a video. I showed you some tips on how to play your videos more efficiently in the classroom, and then I also gave you some tips and tricks for students with accommodations and ELL students. So hopefully you found that useful. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.